For those that don't know, we are participating in the Boxbox Bootcamp. You can do !Boxbox Bootcamp, or if you'd like to join along and join the journey, you can do !Community, and you can click that link and join. And you can actually join Team G Monday, which is a thing, and participate for prizes. Just like me. So obviously the goal of this for me is to try to get just as high as I can. I'm obviously, if we shoot for first, that's great. If we get first, that's great. But I'm just gonna try to do the best I can. I've not really competed like this in, God, 10 years. So it's been a minute. So we're gonna start with some normal matches just to get the ball rolling here. I want to try to make sure that we've got a good understanding of the set itself before we jump into ranked games. I'm obviously not gonna perfect it. We're not gonna know it that well, but may as well jump into a couple of normal games, at least get an idea of what all the units do. But yeah, I'm gonna be going over basically all of the basics of playing Teamfight Tactics, because I know there's a lot of folks within my community that probably don't even play this game. Heimerdinger tweaks the first augment to be prismatic. Okay, so this is these used to be portals where you could vote on what would be impacting the game. Now this is called an encounter, and this just says that for this game, the first augment, which is one of these 3 augments here, is gonna be prismatic. Prismatic augment is just a rarity. So think like Pokemon cards, right? There's common, uncommon, and rare. Prismatic is rare. But basically the idea with Teamfight Tactics is you've got units on a board that will automatically fight. You just have to put them in the right position, give them items to make sure that they're successful, and then be stronger than your opponent's board. You can do that with your traits, which each unit has traits, and these traits activate when you have a certain number of those traits on the board. So as an example, if we have 2 bruisers, my team gains 100 max health, and then bruisers get an additional 20% max health, which is, you know, makes for a very good frontline trait. All of that's really easily read if you just right click on a unit and hover over the trait. You can see what they do. Let's see, so we've got another bruiser here, which is fun. So we can go ahead and throw this out here, and that was also a rebel. And you saw that we had a, I think we were looking at rebel here, right? Yeah, so we've got another rebel here. So this means that we have 2 of 3 rebels, so we could hold these rebels and try to hold those as well. If we have a visionary in shop like this Morgana, we can grab that. Since we don't have another automata or watcher, we can sell this and grab the visionary instead. And that would let us play 2 visionaries. Got some interesting starting items here. Another family. Both of these are family. All right, so our prismatic augment choices are Sorcerer's Crown, which would force us into a sorcerer vertical line. Vertical just means that you're trying to get as many sorcerers as possible. So since I'm not really trying to roll with flat sorcerers, we're gonna go ahead and re-roll that. Whenever an allied champion dies, your team permanently gains. Oh, that's interesting because it's early too. Oh, but this one's RNG. Now at the start of the next 2 stages, roll 3 dice, gain various rewards based on their. Oh, absolutely. Let's grab that. What do I get? 5, 4, 5. That's a high number, right? What do we get? Ooh, a completed item. Damn, and some money. Let's level up and put our visionary in. Whenever visionaries gain mana, they gain more. Okay, cool. And let's do archangels here. And then we'll throw a belt on the set. Oh, this will work too, because this will be something that helps gain mana. Nice. So making items, you have a tray of items over here that you can combine. The reason why I had made those items specifically is because we have 2 units in the back that do magic damage, right? So you have 2 magic damage dealers. So I made a magic damage item that gains ability power every 5 seconds, and I just threw that onto my magic damage champion. And then this gains mana every 3 seconds. You can see the back 2 rows down at the bottom there. Gives 15 ability power and 10 mana every 3 seconds, but Visionary gives them a little bit more mana, so they get a little bit of extra mana for that. Yeah, so what happens now is you see all the HP bars on the side? So that person lost some HP. based on the stage that we're on and how many units I had on the board. So if they kill more units, so like there I lost a unit, I think each unit is an extra HP point in damage, and the stage is 2. So we end up doing 2 damage flat, and that person took 5. You see how it said 5 there? Anywhere between 25 and 35 minutes, depending on the lobby, depending on how many encounters there are, things like that. There are a couple of variables, but usually about 30 minutes or so, give or take. I don't see any other rebels. We don't have any rebels on our bench. I don't think we're playing family at this point, so we can sell these. It doesn't seem like we want this 1-cost sorcerer, so I'm good throwing that out too. Other thing that you want to keep in mind too, you do get gold based on your win streak or loss streaks, so it does pay to try to keep yourself streaking in a certain position. You can lose streak. That is also a strategy to get some extra gold. But win streaking is obviously preferred because every time you win, you get 1 gold just for winning on top of your win streak gold. So you do get more gold for winning. If you ever wanted to know how much gold you have possible for each round, you can hover over your gold and it'll tell you how much income is possible right there. It's a lot at first, but once you get all the basics done, it narrows itself down pretty quick. That is a 2-star 3-cost. I've seen Nami. That's probably what they got from their expected unexpectedness. I love that. All right, so in the middle of each stage, the stage is 2, the round is 4. So on 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, etc., you get a carousel round. And basically what this does is it lets the last 2 people pick any item and champion on the carousel to add to their roster. And it goes the next 2, then the next 2, then the next 2. So if you're in the top 2, you'll get basically the last picks. Which I'm just going to take this tier because we're running some visionaries. That way we can increase how much mana we're receiving. All right. Don't have another rebel. Don't have another rebel. We don't need... well, emissary is one of the traits that you can just have one of, which is kind of cool. And it does give attack speed. You know what? I'm actually down because I can't... You see how you get interest? So the interest is based on every 10 gold that you have. If I buy a level which costs 4 gold, I still am above 20, which still gives me the max interest that I could have gotten. I wasn't going to be able to get to 30 anyways. And if I win this round, I'm going to get 9 gold, which gets me up to 30 anyways. So I could afford to buy a level there, throw this Tristana in, get the emissary bonus, which gives all of my allies 6% attack speed based on their star level, which isn't a ton, but it should give me enough stats to break through this level 5 guy. Unless... Nah, we got it. We got it. We got it. And keep our win streak alive. So again, same thing. It's stage 2, which it's a set amount of damage per stage. So stage 2 is 2 damage if you win. And then for each unit that you have left on the board, it does an additional 1 damage for each unit you have on the board. Fairly simple. So now I'm at 30 gold. And if I wanted to run Tristana into the late game, I would probably just buy this, so I would have 2 Tristanas. Because if you get 3 Tristanas, it upgrades, kind of like this one upgraded to a 2-star. Because I had 3 of the Stebs, so it upgraded to a 2-star unit, which increases all of its base stats and how much damage and how much its ability does. So there is a lot of benefit to starring up your units. However, I didn't want to drop below my 30 because I don't know if I'm running Tristana, so we're just going to leave it at 30. If we win there, we'll lose this one, it's fine. I don't think that 1 unit was going to make or break us. Looks like we are going to lose this one. Sad! So we did lose our win streak there, which is a bummer, but that's okay. That's why you want to keep your interest high. So that way you can continue to get gold. Yeah, that's okay, though. I think it's pretty likely that I'm going to be running bruisers. So I'm going to buy these 2 bruisers. What's Rennie do? Heal max health and AP over 1.5 seconds for the duration, raise target in the air, stunning them, dealing 275 damage. Afterwards, slam them down, dealing 110 physical to all adjacent enemies. Dope. BF sword. Okay, yeah. We're looking good. Looking good. Lots of offensive items here. I'm gonna hold this Ezreal too. I don't think we're using it, but it does give us another rebel, and it's an artillerist as well. 6, that's huge. 2 and 3. What do we get this time? 2 4-cost champions, okay. What's he do? On combat start, Garen and his allies to his left and right gain 20% of his maximum health. Okay. Go ahead and take this belt away. I'm gonna go ahead and make this. And then I'll find a way to get this, because this is a bruiser, the Elise is. We'll find a way to get the Elise in next round. I'll probably take the setup for now. But yeah, so on 2-1, 3-2, and 4-2, you're able to choose a new augment. After 4-2, that's the last augment that you're gonna receive. You typically want to choose augments that amplify your or augment your board, right? Something that makes your board a little bit stronger. So in this case, for every 275 mana Visionary spent during combat, summon a Voidling up to 5 Voidlings. Since I'm already running Visionaries, this is pretty good, right? Climb the ladder. Each time an ally dies, allies that share at least one trait with them gain stuff. That's pretty good, but we're not going to roll that. Pandora's Items allows you to roll randomly the items on your bench. So if you don't have good items, you can take this, get 2 components, and let them roll into things you actually want. Pretty good, generically. Unleash the Beast is really good for frontline damage. We don't have that right now, so we're not going to worry about that. Dragon Spirit's also very good. But I think I'm just going to take Voidcaller here. We'll play Visionaries. It'll be fun. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. So now we've got Elisa, a 4-star bruiser in the front line. Or 4-cost bruiser in the front line, rather. And now we're looking for specifically Visionaries that can hold our items and get or spend a whole bunch of mana is the hope. So for now, I'm just going to hold those. I don't know what we're going to make with these 2 items just yet. I'd like to make more mana generating items. Something else to note, mana actually overflows in this game. So even though I have 2 mana generating items, both of these mana generating items are getting more mana because of Visionary. And then on top of that, if I do get more than the 40, it overflows to the next spell. You see how I got 16 there? So you're not ever wasting mana in the game. You can go ahead and just make as much as you like. We're selling this, right? We don't need this at this point. We sold Tristana. So we do have 1 more Black Rose that we can put in. Black Rose summons a Chain Scion. This is another frontline champion. I think we're probably going to do that. And then what Visionaries are we looking for? Rel. Renata Glask. I am sick. We'll take another Garen, I suppose. Wait, don't I have a... I do have a Rel. How much is Vex doing? Not much. Okay, we can put Rel in the front then. I'm down for that. And then let's put this way instead. We'll hold on to the Vex. I've also got a 4th Bruiser here that we can put in at level 7. It looks like our next Visionary is also a Bruiser. Okay, so this is huge. We want Nunu then. Nunu's Bruiser and Visionary. Looks like this person's running basically the same thing. Get him, Elise. And then let's sell this one because we're probably looking for Nunu at this point. Hey, already good to see you. Welcome on in. Pull this back up so we can see everything. So at this point, we're probably looking for another tier. Any frontline items is good too. So Chain Vest is a frontline item. So is Negatron Cloak. Those provide armor and magic resistance. Any backline items such as Tier, Bow is pretty good. All of those are fine. Yeah, the fighting is all automatic, thankfully. So you don't have to think too hard about that. With this is on a Nunu. I recognize the champion. And this is one of the things we needed. So I went ahead and grabbed that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bench the Rel and put the Nunu out. Because that'll give me my 2 Visionary while also giving me 4 Bruiser, which upgrades my trait from now 20% max health to 45% max health, which is very good. Gonna go ahead and buy this other visionary, as well. I'm not gonna roll here because I want visionaries that are higher cost, as you can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and just level up twice. And we're already being contested by this person. So rather than trying to, you know, roll on the same champions that they're trying to roll for, I'm just gonna level up and try to get some other champions that are in the higher tiers of cost. And because Bruiser gives a bunch of max health, we've got a really good front line in terms of just general tankiness, which is nice. Oh, fun! That's generically pretty good. Upgraded Morgana. I'll hold one tomorrow just in case, but odds are we're not getting a 3-star Morgana when we're contested. And as you can see, you have rates here, these percentages. These are the odds of pulling that particular cost in your shop. So as you level up, you get less opportunities to find the lower cost champions and more opportunities to find the higher cost champions. So as we level up, we find ourselves less likely to find the 1-cost units. So you can just surrender, but if you rage quit, the AI doesn't take over. It just continues playing the board that you have on the board. But you can do /FF, or you can hit escape and click surrender down in the bottom left there, and you can just quit. And what it does is it just eliminates you. It puts you down at the bottom and eliminates you. Looking like we're probably gonna lose this one, but we'll give it a chance. Let's see. It looks like Morgana would be good with anti-heal. So something like a Morello, Namicon, a red buff, because she's hitting every champion on the field, and it's a 10-second damage over time effect. That's what her ability does. So as it's like ticking, that anti-heal will continue to tick, because every time it ticks, every second that damage will tick again, right? And every time magic damage ticks, that anti-heal effect goes off again, which is obviously pretty strong. And then once we get to level 7, we're actually gonna stop for a bit, and we're just gonna re-roll a little bit to try to upgrade our front line. Because right now we have a lot of one-star frontliners, and we want to try to improve that a little bit. Let's go ahead and sell the Tristana. We don't need the Vladimir. A 1, a 6, and a 2. That is a lot of money.
This world is all I have.
That is a lot of money. Okay, so good news, that means we do get to roll a little bit. Let's go ahead and roll a little bit and see what we get. Here's another visionary. We'll hold on to that. Is there anything we don't need here? Let's crank. Hold the rel. Another visionary. We can probably sell these 2 Morganas. Nice. We'll hold this. Sell this. Okay, I think we're good to start transitioning some of our stuff over now. Fire a pair of missiles at a target. Allies that pass through gain a shield. They collide, nail damage to a target, and magic damage to today's adjacent enemies. Okay, that's not bad. Oh wow. Crown's Will, you gain a needlessly large rod. Your units gain 10 ability power and 10 armor. That's interesting. Jinx and Savika gain 10% attack damage and health. Is Savika a visionary? No. So this is cool, but we don't have these traits right now. I guess, is Jinx a rebel? Is that why I'm seeing this? Yes. So I could run Jinx then. Interesting. Golden Find. Champions involved by anomaly drop 2 gold every 3 kills. Gain 10 free rerolls. This is a little, I normally would just take the fun thing, but I don't know what it does. So we're gonna just take the thing that gives us a bit of an upgrade and go from there. So I was able to get a 4th visionary in at the end there. We've got 10 free rerolls so we can get our econ back up. I do want to replace Morgana with a different higher cost visionary. So like a Heimerdinger or a Malzahar. So we're gonna use our rerolls to find one of those 2 champions. And this is the basics. I know things are going a little bit fast, but this is basically the basics. You're just replacing lower cost champions with the higher cost options to try to improve your board. None of those. We got another Elise. There's an upgraded Nunu, which is good for us. Upgraded Visionary, we'll take it. Now at this point, I can't buy anything or afford anything if I find it at this point because it'll drop me below my interest rate. So I'm gonna hold these next 2 rerolls for the next round. I don't think that's what it stands for, to be fair. I don't think so. We're gonna go ahead and throw a Ionic Spark down. This actually gives us some magic penetration. If you're ever wondering what your items make, by the way, you can just hover over in your item thing and you can see exactly what they do, which is really cool. I love the music on this board. This board is pretty too. Like the Coliseum in the background, the fun little stuff floating. That's fun. I'm guessing this is a 5 cost. Yeah, that's a big guy. All right, so at this point we need frontline items. We need another tanky item to put on our tanks for our front lines here. Obviously the Garen is not needed, it's not required. So if we do find a 5 cost unit that does something fun in the front line, we can always switch it out. So if there's a high cost bruiser as example, which there isn't, but if there was a high cost bruiser, we could do that. If there was a high cost visionary for the front line, we could do that as well. I think I'm just gonna take the chain vest here though, because that'll allow me to start building some more tanky frontline items here. Aha. So now we're gonna replace this Morgana with this Malzahar. And then we're gonna take the items that we had on our Morgana and we're just gonna put them directly onto our Malzahar, presuming that that's what we actually want here. Yeah, that's fine. So we can just do Spear of Shojin, we can put Archangel Staff, and then go ahead and just throw this on there as well. We'll throw the Chain Vest onto our Garen, which we've been putting all of our tank items onto. And then these items, I haven't decided what I'm gonna make with these just yet. I think I'm going to make a red buff with the recurve bows, and that would give me another Spear of Shojin as well, with a random glove, just kind of sitting around. I think that's what I'm gonna put on my secondary carry, but I wanna wait until we get to the last creep round on 4-7 here to see what other components we receive. After the 4-7 creep round, then the PvE round, you do not fight anything for components again, which are the individual items here. You only get completed items from then on. That person's got the Heimerdinger already. This is the person who is contesting me. That makes sense. That makes sense. Their econ's better than mine too, so they'll probably like have a better board than me for a while, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get a better anomaly. So this is the set mechanic, or the set mechanic. So we can put something onto our Malzahar. So we're gonna go ahead and re-roll this because that's not something. Gain 25 mana each kill. We've already got a lot of mana generation as it is, so I don't think we need mana generation still. So let's go ahead and re-roll again. Gains 40% more ability power from all sources. Feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and take that, because that's going to make our Malzahar very strong. Very, very strong. Let's go ahead and use the rest of our rerolls here. See if we can find another couple more visionaries that we want to put in the front line. We didn't find the Heimerdinger either, which is kind of a bummer. I think I am going to just put this down so we have these items built, because I am planning on using these anyways, so we may as well put them onto the Vex. And maybe, you know what? Maybe we take out the Vex and we put in this, the one that gives a shield. And then we'll put up in the front, bop, 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 bop. Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot, admittedly. Let's sell the Leona, we don't need that. We'll hold on to these two. The Garen probably doesn't need to stay either. I think I'm probably selling the Garen and replacing it with any type of high cost frontliner. Even the Garen might be able to stay, to be honest. But if we can find like a Jace maybe to put in the front line to get form swapper, that would be fine. Let's see how this does. Looks like this went a little bit better. And by a little bit better, I mean we won handedly. Heart does a lot of damage. So what are the visionary frontliners then? Nunu and Rel, and that's it. Let's sell the 2 sets because we're probably not holding them. Or we're probably not hunting for a 3-star set. Shield for 4 seconds. Lance enemies in a line for 180 damage, and steel armor magic resist from enemies hit. That's really cool. I like that. Okay, get another tier. Another chain vest. Tristana, which we don't really need. Go ahead and sell that. Junker King. Here's our Heimerdinger. Now we can go ahead and throw these 2 items down. And then the last item I want for the Heimerdinger is something that's going to increase his damage if I can. So if I'm looking for like a needlessly large rod here would be the best. We did get the needlessly large rod. Let's go ahead and throw that down. Give him some crit. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Tear of the Goddess onto this, giving Protector's Vow, which gives a shield. And then 1 random shield goes to Nunu. Why not? Let's see how we do. Nice. Got some gold there from our golden find. Actually, now that I think about it, taking this and taking the mana per kill, those kind of like lead into each other, huh? Well, you know, life moves on. All right, so we're gonna start leveling up because we want to get to level 9 to get another unit on the board. Ideally, it'll either be something to fill this last slot in the corner here, or we can get 1 more backline champion. It doesn't really matter. It's just gonna based on your preferences, based on what items you have. I don't have a lot of frontline items right now, so I'd like to put another champion in the front line that's just kind of a meat shield to help slow things down. Because remember, as these guys ramp up and cast more often, we're getting more voidlings, which do more damage, right? From this augment here. So I want to try to keep the front line alive as long as I can while allowing these 2 to cast a whole bunch. That is a big Urgot. Ooh, it's close. Woo! That's close. As you can see on the damage chart here, they're both doing really good damage, which is obviously great. But we're gonna try to get to level 9 to have higher chances of getting the 4-cost champions, because we want, and 4 and 5-cost champions, because we need to get these upgraded. And again, remember that this person here is contesting us. They're running very similar units that we are. So the longer we wait to roll, the longer they have to actually get the units that we're looking for. So we need to be careful. Also, if you want to see something fun, ready? Fire. Whee. Whee. Watch down here. Whee. Wait for it. Whee. Looks like this person's board got quite a bit stronger since the last time we fought him. Let's see if we can still win. It's gonna be close. We've got a lot of 1-stars still, so even if we lose here, it's gonna... Nope, we won. By the way, if you get a chibi version of a little legend, you get a fun little kill animation when you win. Or a victory animation, rather. All right, so now we've got completed items here. I want frontline items if we can. There's not a ton on the board that's frontline items. These are mostly damage. I don't know what these emblems are. That's Experiment, and this is Firelight. Okay, so neither one of those emblems do us any good. So we're just looking for a frontline item here. Nothing crazy. I think I'm probably just gonna grab the only frontline item I see on the board, which is that Sunfire Cape. It's not ideal because I already have anti-heal, but it does give percentage max health, which is pretty strong. And it gives a little bit of armor for the front line, so it's not a bad item. Gets the job done. Go ahead and grab this Jace because this gives us a form swapper. Let's level up to 9. We'll put the Jace in the back. What does this do? Place a Hex Tech Forge on cast. The 3 allies closest to it gain attack speed. Ooh. Okay, right on. Sunfire Cape we'll go ahead and throw on the higher cost Elise. Didn't see anything there, so we'll wait for now. We've got 55 health, so we've got plenty of health to just kind of sit back and relax. What does Form Swapper do? Frontline Form Swappers gain durability, Blackline Form Swappers gain damage. Yeah, great. Okay, great. Perfect. So that gives Elise a little bit more durability, which is awesome. Ooh, nice. That's a win. They're on my backline, help! I think we lose this one, that's okay. We haven't gotten our damage units upgraded. We haven't gotten our front line upgraded. They've got 3-star units in the back line here, so no big deal. That is important, yeah. So right now, normally I like to keep my gold. I think we're gonna stick around for just a couple more rounds. This person is still contesting us and they're pretty high ranked at this point. They've got some upgraded. They've got the Malzahar upgraded. So we're already kind of in a bad spot for finding our units. So I'd rather have as much gold as I can and then roll it all down at once. So after this creep round on 5-7, which every 7th round, by the way, is always a PvE round. But after this creep round, when we fight this Elder Dragon, I'll roll my gold down to 0 and get as many upgrades as I can. Hang in there, Garen. Yike! Oh my god, we won because this was still alive. That was so lucky. That's crazy. We'll take it. All right, so we did get into the top 4. So in TFT, in Teamfight Tactics, if you get into the top 4, that is technically a win. It's technically a win. So if you're playing ranked, you would get league points, or I think that's what they're called, the LP. You would get league points or ranking points just for being in the top 4. So if you get into the top 4, you've won. So you don't have to worry about getting first place every single time. Getting into the top 4 will progress you in your rank. Perfect. We fight with those who cannot. We'll grab the Steve's gloves. And we're just gonna put this onto our 3-star Rel, so that way Rel actually has some items. And we're gonna chill for now. I need one more Malzahar. We did upgrade our Heimerdinger, which is nice. This is our mirror matchup here, so let's see if we're able to win this fight. I don't think we will, because their backline's a little bit stronger than ours. Yeah. Yeah, their backline's just a little too strong. They've got a 2-star 5 cost, yeah. They've got two 2-star 5 costs, so that board's just stronger than ours. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and move this over here. Let's actually move this here. So these guys are the ones getting the increases, right? Put them like here. We did get top 3, which is pretty good. I don't think we have enough damage to beat either of those 2 boards, but we do have our Malzahar improved now. Hey, I just fought this guy. What do you mean? Why do I fight him again? Leave me alone. Rel's in the back line. Hold. Nope. Still not strong enough. What was that? You got top 2? At this point, we're just trying to find upgrades. We can. Nothing doing. What's the frontline version of this do? Maybe. Because if I keep my frontline alive longer, maybe that'll be enough to win. Nope. Nope. And that's Teamfight Tactics. So yeah, not terribly complicated. Like I said, it's fairly self-explanatory. A lot of the learning curve is starting right now because this set just started. So if you're ever overwhelmed by how much is going on, everyone in the game right now is overwhelmed, right? So if you don't have an idea of what you're doing just yet, if you're not comfortable with things, this is the perfect time to get into it. The basics are fairly simple in terms of just like making sure you have enough gold, making sure you're responsible with your econ so that way you're able to do things like level up, re-roll your comps, etc. There's a lot of really great content creators that do a great job of teaching you the high level stuff. So if you get to that level where you're trying to like learn how to efficiently use all of your resources and stuff, someone like Boxbox, as an example, does a great job of explaining both live on Twitch and on the YouTube videos of like explaining what the units do, why he's building certain items, why he's not building certain items, why he's putting in a certain champion. And that does a really good job of helping you understand like the ceiling, the big picture of why Teamfight Tactics gets so like strategic, right? The reason why I love this game so much is that even with the meta, quote unquote, that always gets established in every type of competitive game, right? Even with the meta, something can happen in Teamfight Tactics where somebody just picks a random champion and just decides they're going to win with that champion. And then they'll win 60% of their games because they recognize what makes that champion so good, right?